Most men using healing peptides right now are using them completely wrong. Not because BPC 157 doesn't work, not because TB 500 is a hype, not because KPV is useless, but because they are trying to use a repair peptide in a body that is still inflamed, stressed, under-recovered, and metabolically unstable. You cannot heal aggressively inside a chaotic system. You can numb the system, you can reduce pain temporarily, but you cannot regenerate tissue long-term. Today, I'm going to show you why some men sees dramatic recovery on these peptides, why other feels almost nothing, which one almost everyone misuses first, and the one hidden variable that determines whether your body actually repairs tissue or just stalls. If you ever taken these healing peptides in your life, comment below and let me know which peptide you have used. I want to see how many of you guys this applies to. So stay with me, because this is where most men waste months. Let's reset the frame. BPC 157, KPV and TB 500 are not painkillers. They are not steroid. They are not shortcuts. They are signaling peptides, and signaling only works if environment allows it. Most guys think tendon pain, inject BPC. Knee pain, add TB 500. Gut inflammation, use KPV. That's surface level thinking. Healing is not local. Healing is systemic. If inflammation is high, cortisol is elevated, sleep is poor, and protein intake is low, you cannot out-inject that. And that's mistake number one, trying to repair tissue while the internal environment is hostile. Let's break them down properly. First, BPC 157. BPC stands for body protective compound. It's derived from a protein found in a gastric juice. Its primary mechanism involves cytoprotection, angiogenesis, and nitric oxide modulation. Translation: it supports tissue survival and increases blood vessel formation in a damaged area. More blood flow means more oxygen. More oxygen means more repair capacity. Animal data suggest improved tendon healing, ligament repair, gut lining integrity, and soft tissue recovery. It supports fibroblast migration. It supports VEGF signaling. It may influence nitric oxide balance. That's the real repair. But here is what most guys misunderstood. BPC 157 does not eliminate systemic inflammation. It accelerates repair in a permissive environment. If systemic inflammation remains high, you are repairing into fire, and that leads to incomplete healing. Remember this, we'll come back to this one. But now let's talk about TB 500. TB 500 is the fragment of thymosin beta 4. Its primary role is cell migration and actin regulation. Actin is the part of cellular structure that allows cells to move. Cell migration is critical for tissue remodeling. Think of TB 500 as helping repair crew move into position faster. It also supports angiogenesis. It improves structural remodeling. It may reduce localized inflammation in damaged tissue. But here is the mistake number two. TB 500 does not protect you from bad training decisions. If you are still lifting heavy through sharp pain, still ignoring mobility, still sleeping 5 hours, you are remodeling dysfunction. You are not restoring durability. If you are using TB 500 right now, comment TB below. What are you guys trying to fix? Elbow, shoulder, knee, back, inflammation? Let me know in the comment section. Now let's talk about KPV. KPV is a little different. It's a fragment derived from alpha MSH. Its primary role is anti-inflammatory. It reduces pro-inflammatory cytokines. It helps regulate immune overactivation. It may support gut barrier integrity. This makes it particularly interesting for chronic gut inflammation, autoimmune tendencies, systemic low-grade inflammation, skin inflammatory condition. But here is where the real insight begins. Most injuries are not purely mechanical. They are mechanical stress layered onto systemic inflammation. You don't just overtrain. You overtrain into a body that was under-recovered. You did not just tweak your knee, you tweaked it in a pro-inflammatory state. If inflammation remains high, collagen repair is impaired. Tendon healing slows. Joint recovery stalls. This is why some guy feels 15% better on BPC, but then plateau. If that's you, comment plateau below in the comment section, because this is more common than you think. Now let's close the first loop. The peptide almost everyone misuses first. BPC 157. Why? Because it's the most talked about on the social media and everywhere. All your influencer friends talking about this. And it feels like the obvious starting point. But if inflammation is still high, BPC becomes a band-aid, not a solution. Sequence matters. Calm inflammation first, then accelerate the repair. That's where KPV comes in, closing the first loop. Now let's talk about stacking intelligently. If systemic inflammation is elevated, start with anti-inflammatory modulation. That's where KPV fits. Calm cytokine signaling, reduce immune overactivation, improve gut barrier integrity. Once inflammation lowers, add BPC for the targeted repair. Then TB500 for the systemic remodeling and improve cellular migration. That's not aggression, that's sequencing. And sequencing changes the outcome. If you're drinking heavily on weekend, you are delaying healing. If you're chronically under eating protein, you are delaying healing. If you're sleeping under 6 hours, you are delaying healing. Peptides do not compensate for lifestyle damage. They amplify recovery. That's the difference. Now let's close the second loop. The hidden variable that determines whether healing peptide actually regenerates tissue. Deep sleep, the recovery rested sleep, not the total hours. Deep sleep quality. Growth hormone pulses during slow wave sleep. Collagen synthesis improves. Tissue repair accelerates. No deep sleep, blunted GH pulses. Blunted GH pulses, slower healing. You can inject perfectly, but if your nervous system never drops into a deep recovery, you stall. That's closing loop 2. Chronic inflammation elevates cortisol. Elevated cortisol impairs collagen synthesis. Impaired collagen synthesis slows tendon repair. Slow tendon repairs leads to chronic pain cycles. Healing peptide cannot override cortisol dysfunction. That's mistake number 3, ignoring stress physiology. If you're constantly wired, stimulated, caffeinated, underslept, you are blocking your own repair. Comment stress if that hits home. Be honest, guys, here. Let's talk gut, because this is where KPV and BPC overlaps. If gut permeability increases, endotoxin exposure rises, systemic inflammation increases. Systemic inflammation impairs joint healing. Joint healing slows, pain lingers. Men often separate gut issue from joint pain, but they are connected. If you have noticed your joint flare when your digestion is off, comment gut. You are not imagining it. It is connected. You just haven't linked it together. Now let's close the third loop. The one hidden factor that determines whether healing peptide leads to long-term resilience. Training intelligence. Not intensity, intelligence. If you load tissue progressively while inflammation is low and sleep is optimized, you rebuild stronger. If you jump back into a max effort too early, you rebuild fragility. Peptide speeds recovery. They don't eliminate physics. That's closing loop 3. Here is the complete framework. Reduce systemic inflammation, optimize sleep, ensure adequate protein, load tissue progressively, then use peptide to accelerate repair. That's when BPC shines. That's when TB500 supports remodeling. That's when KPV calms the inflammatory baseline. That's how you actually heal, not by just randomly taking peptide because some influencer mentioned that it works. The final truth, healing is not about suppressing pain. It's about restoring signaling. Restore the environment, then accelerate repair. If you remember one thing, BPC repairs locally, TB500 remodels systemically, KPV reduces inflammatory interference, but none of them override chaos. If this helped clarify healing peptide for you, hit subscribe. If you are rehabbing something right now, comment what it is. In the next video, I am breaking down how to combine healing peptide with testosterone and growth hormone for accelerated recovery without increasing injury risk. You don't want to miss that. Stay disciplined and stay sharp.